Okay, call to order, City of Forest Park, council meeting number 1369, February 15th, 2021. And I'm going to ask, Councilman Murray, if you would lead the pledge, and the rest of us will silently follow along.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Brown, Clark, Herbie,
Here.
Holt,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Sylvester.
Here.
Is there a motion, Councilman Murray?
Yes, I would move to excuse Councilman Brown and Councilwoman Clark.
Second.
Moved in second that we excuse Councilwoman Clark and Councilman Brown. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Brown has shown up.
Yes, please note that.
No, Mr. Brown, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Sorry, I couldn't get
Yes, Chelsea.
lost track of time.
And Councilwoman
Councilwoman
Clark.
Clark is also on.
Okay. Next, we'll move to the minutes. You've all received the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Seeing no one and hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. Item number 3 is a presentation, February Business of the Month Award to Waycross Media. I don't know if Paul is here, Mr. Jones.
We just want to thank Waycross Media for everything they've done for us over this, with COVID and everything else. But we really wouldn't have been able to have these meetings or a lot of our other meetings without their help at the beginning of this COVID crisis. So they've done a great job for us, and they continue to do a great job for us. And we just want to thank them and honor them for the work they've done and the work they're going to continue to do.
Thank you. And I'm sure that Paul will be making sure that they get their plaque if they didn't already get it very shortly. Any other comments on that from anybody?
A big thank you to Waycross.
I think we all would echo that. Okay, next item on the agenda is item number 4, which would be communications from the public. Mr. Jones or Sally, I guess that notification as usual went out. Was there any contact from anybody from the public to comment?
No, I've not received any communication from the public with regards to anything on tonight's agenda.
Thank you. And we would move to item number 5, the reports of standing committees. The first of those being community development, Councilwoman Dr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not have a report at this time.
Questions for Dr. Moore? I have no items on the agenda. As a matter of fact, I don't have any items on the agenda for any of you. So when we get to your report, if you have something to add, you can just let me know, and I'll add them for Sally. Any questions for Dr. Moore? Hearing none. Next report is Human Resources Committee, Councilwoman Holt.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. I just want to answer Councilwoman Clark question that she asked on the last meeting about the application for the commissions. If the person fills out the form online, it is online. They don't go from one to the other. I think the person that you were questioning, they actually did a hand copy, which is not online. With that, that would conclude my report. Thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Holt?
Thank you, Councilwoman Holt. He did receive the communication from you guys, and he's really excited and greatly appreciates it. So thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you. Next committee is Law Committee, Mr. Brown.
I do not have any reports at this time, Mr. Mayor, or any items to add to the agenda.
Thank you. Next committee report is Public Improvement and Facilities. Mr. Sylvester.
I have no report at this time, Mr. Mayor, and no items to add to the agenda.
Thank you. The next report is Public Safety Committee report, Councilwoman Clark.
I don't have a report at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Next report, Ways and Means Committee, Councilwoman Irvin.
And I do not have a report either.
And I have no report for Intergovernmental and Community Committee. Before we go to item 6, the mayor's report, let me just make notes for the record that, and I'll need a motion to excuse the law director, Mr. Wyckoff. He had requested, he had informed us that he would not be present, and that was quite all right with the city manager and myself. So if someone would make a motion to excuse the law director.
I would move to excuse the law director.
Second.
Moved and second that we excuse the law director. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, without objection, the law director is excused. Next report is item number 6, the mayor's report. I have no report other than to say to people out there, because of the streets and the weather, please be careful. I don't know if any of you have been out within the last hour, but what is falling out there now is ice, not snow. And on top of the snow, and then on top of the snow is the ice, and there'll be more snow. I would also like to thank our street departments. They have done a tremendous job and continue to do. But for our citizens out there, be extremely careful. As a matter of fact, we're at a level 2 in the county, which means that if you don't have to be out, please don't go. I will conclude my report, the city manager's report, Mr. Jones.
I'll just follow up a little bit on the snow removal. Our Public Works Department is now running 24-hour shifts. They've split into 2 12-hour teams. So for the next week, they'll be out there. Someone will be out, half of them will be out clearing the snow on the streets for the next week. Mainly because not only tonight, we expect some things on Thursday and later this week as well. So our Public Works is out there, and they're out there doing a very good job, and they'll be doing it 24/7 for the next week. I would ask anyone who's watching this and any of the citizens, we did have a little, there is on Waycross a short video where we talked to the Public Works Director and the manager at the Public Works with regards to snow removal. I'll refer you to that if you have any questions, but also the main question is just get your cars off the street, park them in your driveway. If you end up parking a little bit over the sidewalk, we've talked to the police department. It's going to be okay for the next week, because we have to get these streets plowed, and it's so much easier, so much quicker for us to do it if the cars aren't parked on the streets. So please try your best to get them off the streets. Other than that, I'll be willing to accept any questions.
Any questions for a city manager? Thank you, sir. Just to add one thing to that note, for the council members, you may get calls from people, especially tomorrow morning, who will complain because their cars are snowed in on the street. And basically, I guess what you need to tell them is, first and foremost, we're asking that people not park on the street. But secondly, because of the size of our snowplows, it is not easy. Well, as a matter of fact, it's next to impossible for them to make short, quick turns. So in trying to maneuver around cars that are parked on the street, the plow being in that direction, the snow has to go somewhere. So that snow that would have gone over to the side is going to go up there. So just get it off the street. And that's just, if you don't get any calls about it, don't worry about it. Okay. And again, let's thank you all, and let's move on. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just add one thing? The podcast to which the city manager referred, they made the point that the snow plows do not remove the snow, they move the snow. So it has to go somewhere. And if you are parked on the street, that will oftentimes result in the snow ending up behind your car and in front of your car. So yes, it is very important to remove your cars from the street if at all possible.
Thank you. We'll now go to item number 8, other reports. Law Director, Mr. Wyckoff has been excused. And the next report then will be Clerk of Council, Mr. Boyd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd only report that ordinance number 02-2021 was posted as required, and that concludes my report.
Ma'am, any questions for Clerk of Council? Hearing none. The next item on the agenda is item number 9, an unfinished business item. And there is a motion, Councilwoman Herbie.
Yeah, I would move to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read for the second time by title only, ordinance number 01-2021.
Second.
Moved and second that we suspend the rules requiring the reading on 2 separate days, reading in full on 2 separate days and read by title only, ordinance number 01-2021. Is there any discussion?
Just that it was posted as required.
Hearing no other discussion, clerk call the roll on the motion to suspend.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes,
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester.
Yes.
The motion to suspend passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda on unfinished business is item A, ordinance number 01-2021. Would the clerk please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance numbers 01-2021. An ordinance amending chapter 34, employee fringe benefits of the codified ordinances of the city of Forest Park.
Is there a motion?
yes, I would move adoption of ordinance number 01-2021.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 01-2021. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, very briefly, this is really a house cleaning item to update employee fringe benefit ordinances to current practices. And just a little explanation for the public. Because of the pandemic this last year, a lot of the staff was unable to use vacation. So this is allowing sort of on a one-time basis only for a carryover of some of that vacation time into this year. And the other is a cleanup of longevity language. And I would urge adoption of this ordinance.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 01-2021?
Clark,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes,
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Ordinance 2021 passes 7-0. Is there any new business to come before the body? I don't know if for those of you who use it, I don't know if who uses salt or not, but from every indication that I have, nobody has any. I mean, retailers. So I guess the best thing you can do is let's just all stay home. And then, I think it's Friday, we're supposed to get up to like 44. So we'll just let nature take care of the snow.
Cat litter works.
Yes. And sand.
Get the clumping kind.
and saying.
Okay, if there's no further business coming before the body, the meeting is then adjourned. Everybody be
I
safe.
just have one thing to add. And I know that Paul's not here with us right now, unfortunately, but last week's Mortar Voice meeting that we had that was virtual, where we got to hear from the community, specifically Forest Park, because Mortar is coming. It was very, very good. You guys would be very, very proud of the people that reached out. They had such really, very relevant questions, and you could tell that they were very interested in what's about to happen. So I'm really excited that we're able to have that. Also for the Minority Business Initiative, last week, the forum went out to continue to gather the information from our business owners that either live here and have a business that they may conduct elsewhere, or elsewhere, and also for minority businesses that are based here. So for the month of Black History, as we honor and recognize those contributions, we are going to be awarding a Black business here in Forest Park. And so that begins on tomorrow morning, and the community will be nominating one of the 8 businesses that submitted their information. So we're really excited about it. And then of course that leads into some things for the month of March. So just wanted to remind everyone about that.
Thank you. Anything else for the good of the order? If there's nothing else, then the meeting is adjourned. Be safe, people.
Thank y'all.
You all.